sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. How is it being at London Comic Con?
I love it. It's the first time in London. It's an absolutely gorgeous city. The people are very lovely and nice. I've been through Europe the last 10 days, so it's nice to be in a part of Europe where everyone speaks English. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. I mean, I know who's left, right? Who's dead? Who's alive? They really keep us in the dark. We don't get our scripts till probably about 3 or 4 days before we start shooting. As far as I know, I'm still working next season. But I would not, anything can happen, they call you up like, hey, by the way, you're dying in episode 1, just want to let you know. But no, I think, a lot of us will survive and, come back and try to pick up the pieces and the fallout of that ending. No, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody who didn't see it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great season. The way we ended it is really going to lead off to some real cool things for season 6. And I think you'll see us really dealing with that ending, like in a really in-depth way. Yeah, for me, my favorite episode of Arrow is the penultimate episode of season 2 when he guts Moira. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen that. And so just to see him come back and to get to be a part of that in any capacity was like really like nerd heaven for me. I love that character. I love Manu. Him and Slade and the Green Arrow's history is just so awesome and vivid and brutal, and so for him to come back in this capacity, for me, when I first read it, it was just like goosebumps and chills, and it's just like so dope that they were able to pull it off. And I think the fans really responded well to it, and I just, the end of this season was just like, I couldn't believe I was a part of something so cool like that. Yeah, I think for Curtis moving forward with the Paul situation, he's going to kind of have to find himself. He definitely still loves Paul and wants to make it work, but I think he's going to have to get out in the field in a different capacity. You date a little bit, see what else is out there, and then see if he can, if possible, rekindle his relationship. But you'll definitely see him move on in some capacities from that. Coming onto the show, as Curtis and getting to work with Emily Batt, I just love Curtis's and Felicity's relationship. And so it makes perfect sense to me that Curtis would definitely be like pro that and like really for it. And I think Felicity is really great, it just depends on, exactly how it's executed. And I think I really love how they executed that relationship this season, how they still, focus a lot on action, what's going on, but that there still is that heart there, what I'm saying? I think that's important. So I really like where they're going with it, and I love that Curtis is like so amped to like hook them up and make it work, whether it's a Chinese food or whatever. It's just so fun to play a character like that with so much like optimism and just good vibes. I mean, our writers are really great. I think they really get it. They get the comedy and they get the dramatic stuff, and they let us play. But I really credit them really for their amazing writing. But they do let us ad-lib and have fun with it. And I come from a big improv background. So basically, anytime I can find it, and they're very like, go for it, Echo, which is really cool. I definitely like to play around, and go places, especially with Rick. Rick and I love just riffing on different things. So we definitely add a lot of improv in there. But it really doesn't need to be in there because the writers are like, they're so legit. A dream come true. I feel so fortunate to be even gifted the ability or chance to recur on the show, and for them to think I was doing such a good job, and the fans to feel that way too, and for them to ask me to stick around permanently. I mean, it's the stuff you wish you could have in your life, and I still pinch myself because I really do love the show, and it's actually a show. I've been on a couple shows, and none of my friends watch those shows or like them, but they love Arrow and the whole DC universe and everything like that. So it's definitely a dream come true to get to be able to be a vocal point of the show, to actually be planted into the show and to be one of the characters that they focus on in every episode. Yeah, I mean, I thought they would all be jerks when I first went in. It was like, they're going to be all mean and like, oh, we've been here for 3 years, get out of here. But they were all so down to earth and humble and funny and silly, and that's just it's still what we carry throughout the show. I honestly think it was one of the funnest shows I've ever been on, as far as just working with people. Like, we just laugh so much before every take and play pranks and jokes, and it's such a fun environment to work on. The set, the crew, they really let us have fun, you know. So it was nerve-wracking coming in. Like, I did not know what to expect, but all that was just pushed aside, and just a lot of openness and love there. Yeah, I mean, everybody on the cast has seen Barrowman's butt. You know, like, he loves to do a surprise butt attack. But yeah, he's very funny. I cannot say the pranks he does outside of that, and they are all much worse than that. X-rated, you know, but he really, like, season 4, I worked with him the last 2 episodes. I didn't work with him all season to the last 2 episodes, and he made such a huge impact on me in those last 2 episodes, because he does like to have fun, and he has so much energy, but as soon as they call action, he's the most professional, like, gifted man there, you know what I'm saying? So it's just learning how he takes the love and the fun of the craft, but still applies the professional aspects to it, is like something that I'm like, I want to hone in on that and like really get that to a point like he does. Like, you know, like you're doing a scene and you're like, okay, you're like rehearsing, and then like you turn around and Malcolm Merlin has his butt out and he's like holding a sword. Like, what are you guys doing? You know, stuff like that, you know. That's an easy surprise butt attack, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot. We all are pretty dirty and raunchy on set, you know, like I wish I could tell you guys some of the jokes we played on each other. It is involved. It is very well. I mean, the actual practical applying of it, like even Stephen Amell's mask, like it takes like 20 minutes to apply still, you know, like, so practically none of it makes sense. But yeah, in a good way. But yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely like something we're addressing next year in a not so subtle way, but like I won't be wearing braids next year. And we're just trying to make the mask more efficient and just help the process. You know, like when Grant first started on Flash, it was like this one piece that could not be moved and was glued on. It took like hours, and now, you know, it's very simple and stuff like that. So it's kind of just this fluid motion kind of going on. And I feel like as far as the canon goes, you know, Mark says something really funny. He's like, Curtis is a metahuman. His only ability is he braids his hair instantly. So I like that. Yeah, see, I was saying there's an African speedster somewhere that people don't know about that's coming to do it. But Curtis and Felicity could have created some machine or something like that too that did it really quick, you know, but I don't know if hopefully they address it. I hope they do. That'd be cool. There's this hilarious meme where I was like, suit up, and everyone's like, yeah, and he's like, and then Curtis is like, let me get my braids in, my contacts. It's 2 hours later, and Oliver's like, I'm gonna kill you, Mr. It's really funny meme. Yeah, absolutely. Those crossovers are some of the most fun. I know for me personally, reading comic books, that was when I was at peak nerdiness. Like, you know, when the crossovers happened and different characters from different segments would interact with each other and take on a big bad. So for me, that's like comic book heaven. And to see us actually, to be a part of it, to see it, to be alive, you know, when this is happening in the cinematic world is like so dope and so cool. So I love to see it. I want to see it more and more and more. Obviously, it's really tough with everyone's schedules to, you know, just create that time so that we all can do it and still, you know, be on our own shows. But I'm down for any process that they want to get that. Yeah, you know, I like to see Mr. Terrific lead everyone. You know, no, I mean, you know, for me, God, I mean, Invasion was so good, you know. Yeah, I would love for them to, you know, take on like some big bad like Darkseid or Darkseid or somewhere like that. It would be so cool, like to just, you know, really go for it. And yeah, I just want to see. I mean, I love any of the crossovers. I mean, whether it was a, you know, Invasion or when the Legends came on or whatever, it's just epic, you know. And so I just want to see them get bigger and bigger and bigger. I think Curtis would have brought like T-spheres for everyone to fly out of that joint, you know, before it blew up. Me personally, I would have solved it by not going to islands. Like, nope, we're not doing that. I don't trust no islands. This volcano just made this. No. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard like, Slade might have taken them to the Argus bunkers and stuff like that, or possibly they fixed the plane enough time to get off. I think they're pretty good fan theories. I think they're definitely within the realm of plausibility. So I mean, it could definitely happen. It's up to the writers, and who knows if they're listening. Yeah, definitely. We definitely wonder those things. Also, we wondered, like, I hope I'm not dead. Don't tell me I'm not dead. So you're always flipping through that too. But yeah, it is something as a fan, I read the scripts once and I try to forget them so I can like watch it and like be invested and live in it. But it definitely, reading them was like, at the edge of my seat, mouth agape, like, whoa, like I couldn't believe what was happening. But I was just like so geeked out that Slade was coming back. That was like the main thing. I was just like, oh my God, Slade Wilson's back. Holy shit. And I'm the worst spoiler. Like I spoiled Prometheus at the beginning of the year that he was Josh and nobody saw it. And I was like, oh, thank God. It's tough for me to keep my lips like sealed. So I'm like, just please air, like, let this out. Like, please, I just don't want the pressure. So yeah. Well, all I gotta say is, if you don't see a body, play ball. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I think there's always room. I mean, I think there's a room for him to come back for sure. Anything can happen, especially in these universes. So I would not say anything spinal. Vigilante will definitely come back. I have no idea who it is in any way, shape, or form. The Vigilante is all of us. Is what I tell people. We're all him. That's very interesting, right? Every year on Arrow, it's a bigger and bigger kind of thing that's happening. The city, now the world with nukes. And I think one of the cool things you saw about season 5 is they went the opposite spectrum. It wasn't this big city, it's more of a personal thing. So I think they could definitely switch it up on people, and it doesn't have to be this big, huge thing. It could be more of a really personal tragedy that they're dealing with that could be interesting too. You know what I mean? Like, it could inverse on itself, and we could probably create something really amazing from within that. Because I really love how season 5 really took a different tilt from that whole the city's in danger, the world's in danger type of thing. It was really like personal for what's going on with Oliver and the team, and I definitely think they can spin that too with the crossovers. Working on an album right now. It's hip hop. Hope to release it. Oh my God, is everyone okay? Let's go. Hope to release it by the end of this year. Just checking out Europe. Taking a break. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. It's great to talk to you all. Thank you. Thank you.